Gavin will be here in 20 seconds. So if there's anything derogatory you want to say about him, now's the time.
Whoa!
And 20 seconds isn't enough time.
He just made the noise. That was so funny. He's early. Last time we talked about back lengths, COVID, Geo Wizard, Sloppy Joe's Trivia, Italian food, Corridor Digital, Jason Bourne, season ticket resale, Gavin Slime, which I'd love an update on if possible, and Rock Not Rock reactions. There's more, but that's the gist of it. This is 156, whenever you're ready.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the KFace podcast. My name is Jeff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew Panton and Gavin Free, or Agneg, as we like to be called. I got to be honest with you, it kind of throws me when Eric says the episode number because then it feels dumb for me to say it again. Episode 156.
Well, what Eric is saying is not in the show, I assume.
Yeah, it's just for you. That's just
it's
for
just
you.
us.
Oh, but I thought it was lovely. I think it'd be a nice little button for the show for the audience to hear too.
I'll be honest. I'm surprised it wasn't introduced as T-Bone, Ram, Scoop, and Frosty.
Oh,
That's
right.
a great point.
I haven't. I've been making a point lately of listening to the previous episode before we record, and I just got behind, and I actually just listened to this week's episode, so I was an episode behind. So I forgot about Ram Scoop. What is it? T-Bone, Ram Scoop, and what?
You forgot Frosty?
Frosty?
Of all the names,
Frosty.
You dropped Frosty over Ram Scoop?
Well, no, because Ram Scoop is such a ridiculous name.
What do you mean?
It sticks.
No, yeah, that's fair. I deleted Ram
Hello
Scoop.
and welcome to another episode of the KFace
What?
podcast. My name is T-Bone, and with me, as always, Ram Scoop and Frosty.
Oh,
How's it going?
I'm staying Frosty, Jeff. This is one.
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah.
Did we ever hear Nick and Eric's nicknames that they want?
No.
I don't know that I'm really like a nickname guy. I guess if anything, I want to be Big Dog, but that's pretty much it. What did that mean?
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I've always imagined Eric as more of a gooch. Like,
As a
hey, what's
nickname?
up, gooch?
That's not what we're doing here. We're not doing other people's nicknames. That's not what this exercise has been.
Hey, it's the gooch.
I'm picking
What's
my
going on,
own.
man?
He picked Ram Scoop. I'm picking my own name.
To be fair, though,
you're
as
not
soon as
picking-
Jeff
No.
said Gooch,
Nope.
it fits
Nope.
so well.
Absolutely
does.
not.
Yeah.
Nope.
You
It
know
doesn't
what I
matter.
mean?
All of this is getting cut out anyway, so it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
reckon
matter. This
Gooch
is
or Gooch
all-
Boy.
No, this is
Gooch.
I mean,
Nah,
this is
I don't like
definitely all
Gooch
getting
Boy.
cut out,
The
so it
Gooch
doesn't
stuff
matter.
feels.
Nope.
Nah, that's what he says.
I mean, that's not what this exercise is. Not that. So it doesn't
What about a
matter.
mixture of
Nick,
both?
Nope,
Gooch
nope.
Dog.
Gooch
dog.
You know
Big
what?
Gooch. What
hey,
about Big Gooch?
Hey, if I had to pick one, I'd pick Gooch Dog, but that's just me. If I had to pick one, I'm fine with Gooch Dog.
Switch Dog to Pooch, and then we got something.
You think Gooch Pooch?
I think it's amazing. Thanks for
Is it
asking.
Gooch Pooch or Pooch Gooch?
It's Gooch Pooch.
Okay.
I think.
I mean, I'm not really again to be perfectly clear. The exercise was pick your own nickname, and now I have not.
No, but in defense to them, they met you halfway. You wanted Big Dog. You ended up with Gooch Pooch. I feel like that's
Andrew,
a good middle.
how is that in defense of anything?
Well, I'm stating you wanted
should
one thing.
strictly
They wanted
as a
something.
rules guy, you should strictly be in defense of me in this situation.
Well, as somebody who is labeled as Piss Boy for a lot of this show, I feel like you don't get a lot of rights when it
so
comes to
you
your
would
nickname.
be on my side. 'cause
No,
you
I'm not. I'm
understand
against
the
it because I had
hurt.
no rights. Why do you get rights? Why do you have any nickname rights? They met you halfway. You should be happy. You should be happy they met you halfway.
Those are rules I can get behind.
I will concede to Gooch Pooch.
This is the first part of face that just feels like straight up bullying.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
I wasn't
because
trying to
again,
bully.
this is
Look.
not the exercise.
Look, no, nobody's bullying anybody. Eric doesn't have to keep the name. We all get to pick our own names.
Yeah,
I picked
that's
T-Bone.
that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. That's what the fuck I'm about to deal with on social media for the next year. Here's what's gonna happen. Everyone's gonna use the nickname I picked, and definitely not Gooch Pooch.
Audience, if you're gonna refer to Eric as anything other than Eric, please use his preferred nomenclature, which is Big Dog.
Yeah,
That's
that'll
fair.
work. Yeah,
Yeah, please.
Cool.
Yeah, this is me as a personal plea to you.
Yeah.
Please only refer to him as Eric, Spice Rat, or Big Dog.
The name of this episode is GoochPooch.
Do you have any like visuals when you think GoochPooch? Is there anything that comes to mind
Yeah,
of like what a
Poochie.
representation would be? Yeah, I was gonna say.
From the
I was
Simpsons.
literally about to. Yeah, Poochie. I was putting in the chat. That's mine. I immediately. It just feels so natural. It feels like Eric. Feels like you.
What about Nick?
Nick, do you have something? Because I saw the audience suggested something for you that I
Ooh.
thought was pretty cool.
I'm curious to hear that, but I've always I've never done this one before, but Schwartzy, I think that's kind of cool. It's like the wheel, the guy behind the wheel kind of thing. Or maybe like a play on, since I'm a big fan of sauces, like Sauce Boss, like Saucy or The Boss. Oh, though that's taken, isn't it?
I've just broken the news to Face Jam that this show has been using the Sauce Monkey and Nick laughing for a while now. And now if he's going to become a sauce themed thing in this also, I think there's going to be like some kind of war. I don't think they're going to be thrilled with
Civil War.
Yeah. It's going to be like an Avengers Civil War type of situation.
But to be fair, Face Jam didn't start the whole Nick laughing thing. That was an RT podcast thing.
That's true.
That's true.
He used to laugh many a time back in the old studio.
That's an excellent historical point, Gavin. And I'm sure that the members of that podcast will understand and agree completely.
Yep.
They're definitely rational.
Absolutely. I was going to say, Gavin, great point that won't matter at all to Michael.
Nick, the people I was reading the comments on the mall draft, which has gone about as well as I could have ever imagined and hoped. I've been reading everybody's personal mall picks for their drafts, and it's just been a lot of fun. But somebody in there said, I feel like after seeing Nick's mall picks, he's like the epitome of a regulation guy. And I thought that's a pretty cool nickname, regulation guy.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I could be a regulation guy.
Is that not what I said? And you and Gavin had a big argument about all this? Is that
don't
not?
know.
Didn't we talk
Oh
about
yeah,
that?
you
on
did
an
say
office
Nick
day?
was like the most normal guy.
Yeah.
Gavin disagreed.
I don't remember the terminology
Yeah.
regulation guy being used. But
I don't either.
I don't
Definitely
either.
made
But
the
like,
case.
is that not?
in spirit, yes.
Yes. Like,
So
really?
does it? Who preliminary numbers? Obviously, it's only been out a few hours. Who's winning the mall draft?
I mean, according to these images that Nick doctored and threw up here, he is winning in the second one, but in the other one, I am ahead barely.
Wow.
I will be putting up a poll on the YouTube channel. I could actually do it now and see kind of like where it lands a little bit. But
I was explaining it to Meg, and she was really into the idea. She did her own little draft, and then I played her everyone's picks.
what did you pick?
She picked so many that were on there. She picked Auntie Anne's, and she also picked that Suncoast video or whatever it was
Hell
called.
yeah.
Hell yes.
She thought Eric had some amazing picks, and she thought mine were complete dog shit. Which was to be expected.
She's
yeah.
a regular. I like Meg a lot. She's a normal person, so she's great.
My sense when we recorded it was that Eric won. I didn't want to say anything ahead of time to tilt anything, but that was my feeling.
Well, let me tell you, I have gotten nothing but support from the Gen X crowd, so I think it may be generational.
I do enjoy that we all seem to have our little niche somewhat for
Yeah.
that. Like I've seen a lot of people supporting Zellers, which is great. I've seen people with Gavin's picks. It's nice.
Greg's gets a lot of love. Greg's and Zellers, I would say, have gotten the most love.
You
that
got to
I've
go
seen
for
so
regional
far.
love sometimes.
Yeah. No love for gapers. I think it might be just a little too old for the audience. Hey, Gavin, I have a really minor Gavin thing I wanted to tell you that happened to me today, a Gavin story that happened to me today.
Okay.
I was at the coffee shop that I go to oftentimes in the day on a nice day to sit outside and write for Face. And so I was there writing for Face, getting all my notes together, and then working on this other thing I've got for y'all eventually. And I heard somebody behind me call out an order for Gavin. And it's like a coffee place and a taco place behind me. And I thought, oh, how funny would it be if Gaver is at the same coffee shop as I am at the same time? It would be so lovely to run into you. So I turned around to see if it was you. And of course, it was not you. It was another guy named Gavin. But this other guy named Gavin was also British. So Just want you to know there's another British Gavin walking around the coffee shops of Austin impersonating you.
Have you ever met a non-British Gavin? I exclusively, really? I view that as like an exclusively
Yeah, we had
European.
someone who worked for Rooster Teeth called Gavin.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I don't think I've encountered two Gavins, you and Gavin and Stacy, both very like distinct, very European.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Gavin is a Britishy name, but it got me wondering, like, is it a very common name in England? Like, do you run into a lot of other Gavins in England? Because it just didn't cross my mind that there would be another Gavin in Austin.
No, I don't think I ever met another English one. I'm not sure how I feel about two Austin Gavin British people.
I brought it up because I thought it would irk you.
Yeah,
I
maybe
wanted to get into your skin a little bit.
Maybe we should meet up and one of us should go official. I might have to go official on Ramscoop. I don't know what to say.
Well, thank God you've got that backup if you need to pull the cord.
I know. I wonder how many Gavins there are in Austin. It almost sounds like you need to like put out a get together of some kind, like a news alert of like all Gavins must gather at a certain
Well, you
point.
have your
I do. I got the
text
Andrew
chat with all the
Payton. Yeah,
Pantons.
I'm in an Andrew Payton group chat, so I think you need to do the Austin equivalent of that for Gavins.
Huh.
I wonder how many there would be.
I don't know how I'd get the word out. Like, how would people see it? Like, I
On
would
your
see that if
Facebook
someone.
account that you don't use.
Yeah, billboard. You could get a plane,
Billboard.
plane to fly around with a sign on the back of it. This is Gavin Meetup.
I just hope that all the Gavins in Austin are just
Yeah.
looking up that day.
Yeah.
I think the billboard's the way to go. Also, coffee shops. Post a flyer at all the coffee shops.
Flyers
around
are
town.
great.
Just like it's a band concert.
I'll see what I can do.
I think it's a good idea. There's at least one more of you out there, and he loves coffee.
I don't know how many Andrews I've encountered. I know you've rarely met any other Jeffs, right, Geoff, with like a G spelling specifically?
I mean,
Tons
there's
of
one
Jeffs,
at RT. I
Yeah.
worked with one at Rooster Teeth.
But you made a note when you brought them up that's like very rare. Like,
Yeah, I think
that's crazy
I've-
that statistically.
I've encountered maybe 3 in my life.
Can I ask something? Because I
course.
have this saved as a tweet draft, and it was bothering me, and I figured I could bring it up with you, Geoff, because you spell your name Geoff.
Mhm.
The way that is spelled is like this in chat. Geoff, Jeff, is like Geoff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If there's a name like Jess, can you do Geoss, or is that can you not? Is that not the same?
I think that, well, first off, I'll preface this by saying what I have to tell everybody when they bring up my name and then ask me questions as if I had any choice in the matter. I didn't pick the name Geoff. I didn't like as a teenager go, I think I feel like a Geoff. I was born with it. My mom picked it. She was like 18 and it was the 70s and I don't know, but I assume she was on drugs. Like,
Great.
I don't know where the inspiration came from. The only other Geoff I ever knew was Jeffrey the Giraffe, which was pretty cool because he was Jeffrey the Giraffe was the gateway to all fucking toys in my childhood. And so I like your the Georemy, Jeremy. So like, I don't know. I certainly don't claim any sort of authority over the machinations of how to spell a Geoff. But I'll also say, it seems like all bets are off with names. People have the dumbest, weirdest, craziest spellings for names left and right. So yes, I think that there probably is a Geoss that's pronounced Jess, and there probably is a Jerry Seinfeld spelled Georry. Like
Georys.
I've just been writing names with it. I wrote Geory Seinfeld.
Do you think, Geoff, if you were given the choice to name yourself, let's say when you were like 10, is there any world where you end up with Geoff?
No,
You'd
I'd be
ever
T-Bone.
pick Geoff? You'd be T-Bone. But at 10, how long have you
No.
been sitting on T-Bone?
You named yourself. I don't understand. You did name yourself. You changed your name.
I've actually changed my name twice. Yeah, but not my first name. Last
I
name
know,
doesn't
but
matter.
you keep saying like, yeah, my mom picked this thing. You changed your name twice.
Okay, yes, but there's for very specific reasons, right? Like
I
I was
understand.
born.
yeah.
It's just-
I was. Can I be honest with you? I like the name Geoff. I really do.
Right.
And I like the way it's spelled. Geoffrey. Maybe it's just because it's the first name I learned how to spell, but it makes sense to me. And it feels like me. Like I feel like a G-Jeff. I feel like I embody whatever a G-Jeff is, good and bad. And so I'm really down with it. The other names I could give two fucks about. The middle names and the last names, that's why I changed those like I fucking changed underwear. Like that doesn't matter to me. But Jeff is the important
I feel the same way about
one,
like the look of my own. I also really like my birthday. It just to me is like it's like the main day. Like it's the first day that I had to remember. It's just like it looks really good written down. I just like, but I assume it's just everyone feels that way about their own birthday. Like this looks great to me. I love the way that looks.
Really?
That's a good looking birthday. Can I tell you something? This is something I wanted to talk about, and it's what a funny fucking transition to it. I was thinking about Andrew and I have spent a lot of time talking about how to specifically create content of and about our birth years, and we've been bouncing around ideas back and forth for. Actually, Andrew, we've probably been talking about these bits for way longer than Face. I think we've been talking about this kind of stuff for 4 or 5 years, maybe even. 6th round draft. Do we do a birthday draft? But we've been talking about like how interesting it would be to live as an adult in the year that you were born, and so via popular culture or whatever. And so I was thinking about my birthday the other day, and I realized I have a really unique birthday, almost kind of a perfect birthday in a way. I always recognize that having a June birthday is great because you get presents every 6 months, like right dead in the middle of the year. You have a birthday party and you don't get combo gifts like being born in January or December, like Jack and some sad people. So it's kind of spaced out evenly. But I was also born in 1975, so I was born in the exact middle of the 70s, and then I was born in the middle month of that year, and then I was born 4 days off the middle of that month. I was almost born exactly in the dead fucking center of the 1970s.
So you're like the extra medium of the 70s.
I am an extra medium I'm the 70s. I'm the extra medium of the 1970s.
And I would say that 1974, 1976 would be like medium, you know?
Yeah. That makes sense to me. And I'll tell you what, I'll relinquish the crown to anybody who wants to approach me and tell me they were born June 16th, 17th, or 18th of 1975. But until I meet that person, I'm keeping that.
That's fair.
I've never considered my birthday in that way. That was a very good argument, Jeff. You just sold me on your birthday being great.
I think it's I don't know why, but it's weird to be born smack dab in the middle of something, you know?
It is. I like it. I like you sold it very well. What about you, Gavin? What is the perk outside of it just looks nice? Do you have any other reason for why you like your birthday? As far as structure?
Not really. Outside of just it's a nice time of year. May 23rd of May is usually good chance of sun.
Okay, good chance of sun. Great.
What's funny about that?
Well, it's just I said it was a 6th round birthday. I'm standing by that 6th round. Nice chance of weather. If that's your main selling point.
I mean, it's mainly downsides. I feel like no matter your background, all that stuff, there's a huge disadvantage, I think, to being one of the youngest people in the year. And I'm not the youngest. I'm not like an August kid. But I feel like the people born in September really win.
Yeah.
When it comes to school.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, my daughter was born 23 days after the school year started, and so she was born 23 days too late to join, and so she had to do an entire extra year of kindergarten because they wouldn't let her start at the right time.
What?
So she's gonna graduate at 19 instead of 18.
What?
Yeah, like the cutoff for when you can join is like September. I don't know, like it was like September 8th or something, and she was born right after it, so they held her back a year, and she couldn't start kindergarten. Or first grade for another year because that's why Millie has like an extra year of school in her that doesn't count because she had to do an extra year of either preschool or kindergarten.
Bollocks.
Yeah, it sucks. I graduated
in England.
Dude, I graduated at 17. Millie's going to graduate at almost 19.
Wow.
God damn.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's a shit birthday.
September sucks. Like August would be great. September's fucking dog shit.
August.
Wait,
good.
how is August better?
Because it's before that cutoff. So then you'd be the youngest kid in your school. That's why I was the youngest kid in my school. I was always
So
the
you
youngest
want to
kid in my
be the
class.
youngest?
Yeah, because you get out the door faster. Like I joined the army at 17. Everybody else around me was already well into their 18s or 19s when they were graduating high school. I felt like I graduated early just because I got lucky with my birthday.
Oh, I always just felt like I was an extra year of dumb. Like I hadn't lived long enough to be at school yet.
Nah, you and I just saw things totally different.
Yeah. I think you would have felt that no matter what. I think that's just you. I don't think that's specific to when you're born.
I definitely felt like when I was at school, I definitely felt like I shouldn't be here yet.
I shouldn't be here yet? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, how long? Like, you needed more time? What does that mean?
I could have done with starting school. I don't know. I hated school. I'm with you on that. All of history was just wasted on me, and now I love it. I wish you could pick the subjects you want to do and do all the rest later.
Mm-hmm.
Were you like sitting in maths class, and going like, oh boy, I should have gotten another year before coming into this one?
I felt like that was the case. Like I was often sat in front of these books, like everyone's cracking on, and I would just be like, this just isn't for me yet. There would be some time.
Not yet.
There was some times where it would always freak me out, where we'd all be like sat looking at the chalkboard or whatever, listening to the teacher, and I would just zone out. And then I'd be 5 minutes in to everyone else just like head down writing, and I would just zone back in, be like, what are we doing? And I would just not be paying attention. Happened to me so often.
And you think that's because of your birthday?
Well, I just wasn't ready to be there. I just wasn't. I couldn't focus good. I think if I was born in September and I was the year ahead, I'd be ready.
You'd be like sitting in class going, I already know this stuff. I'm a year older.
No, I'd be there with
everyone.
When the teacher would be like, all right, do all these sums. Work through all them. I'd be listening and be like, okay. And it'd be some other idiot who was just staring at the ceiling.
Well, what
were you born in May?
So, yeah, is it months?
Now look at that kid. He needs another 3 months under his belt before he tackles subtraction.
I'm just imagining like Billy Madison, like levels of like that's when Gavin would have been ready. Like he's a full grown adult and he's like, I'm ready. I'm going to take this on now. I can really grasp
honestly,
this.
I could have been a year later on maths, probably a year later on English, and maybe 10 years later on history.
I agree with the history thing. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Same. Maybe it's a cultural thing, but in America, growing up in America, like getting through school faster and younger was prized. And like we had shows like Doogie Howser where everybody wanted to be like Neil Patrick Harris and graduate high school at 15 to go be a doctor. People like all kids around me were always studying to skip grades so they could get through it faster. It just like it's very competitive in that way, at least through my childhood.
Yeah, I feel like the incentive in this country is just to get working, crack on, get through education, and get earning.
That makes
started
sense.
with your life. Yeah.
I didn't view it that. I guess I hated school as well, and the allure of like finishing faster was not at all related to academic success, but to just be done with it, just to be able to move on to whatever next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got a clip.
You got a clip? Oh, God.
There, like, I don't know what it is. When he says it, I'm terrified every time. It's just going to be something. It's just going to, I wonder what it's going to be. Gavin,
I would like to know the ratio of which these clips are, like, I feel like it's 80% something dumb I've said, and then maybe like 20% calling you out on something, Eric. I don't think we've ever gotten a Geoff clip.
Oh, I agree.
No, there's been Geoff clips.
Have there?
I think it's going to be me. I'm ready for it to be me. Gavin, whenever you're ready, attack.
Don't worry, guys. You've got nothing to worry about. All right, here we go.
I have, by my measurements, a 26-inch back. 26 inches.
And then this.
You're, A, you're an idiot. And B, do you think you can eat 24 inches of pancakes? That seems like a lot.
I just liked that I called you an idiot and then immediately got the number wrong. Like, I immediately forgot the number you just told me, and I was 2 inches off. Like, the whole
you used
point.
A clip to call yourself out?
Look, I got to keep things fair. We went all that time remembering the number, or like to find out the number. And when he finally said it, I just disregarded it immediately.
I remember hearing that and thinking that you just picked a number. It didn't connect to me that you forgot. That was great.
Totally forgot.
I bet if you were born in September, you wouldn't have been so stupid as to call yourself out. Damn, that's funny.
What are we looking at? What is this? Nick posted a photo of a Zelda character, I'm guessing?
That's how many pancakes a Zelda is?
Is that do those percentage? Yeah, do they correlate? Are they pretty close to what Andrew said his back percentages were?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Way close. He's a Zona.
Interesting. Are
Congratulations.
you like a Zona, Andrew?
Yeah, I am. That's actually my birth sign, I believe, is a Zona. I'm not sure with August. Yeah, I'm a definite Zona. I mean, I don't know why we need the Zona in here. I submitted before. I'll send it again. Regulation.
It's just this
Covers it.
picture is so fucking funny to me.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just it's you and you're waving. It's so funny. I love it.
It's going to be the thumbnail for last week's episode. When I make it. Oh my God.
It's his face. His face is so. He's got his little toes.
I think
He's got a
sticking his little
drawstring
ass
on the
out.
pants. Oh, fuck! It's so funny. I love it. I love it so much.
He's got your expression down so fucking well. I don't even know how to put it into words, but it looks so much like you.
I realized another way recently of how I was dumb for something. I just remembered that I learned something probably in my early 20s that I should have learned a lot sooner.
Okay.
And I just remembered this the other day. I thought bicentennial meant robot.
Because of that movie, The Bicentennial
Yeah,
Man?
because the Robin Williams. I thought it was like Cyborg Man. I'm like, what? And then I came to, and then I like heard Americans celebrating the bicentennial, and I was like, was there like some sort of major robot incident that people? And I was like, oh, centennial.
You guys don't have Robot Day in England?
Yeah, I was like, what's this robot day about?
Oh my God.
I must have been like 21 or 22 when I realized that bicentennial meant 200.
Oh, fuck.
That is incredible.
It makes so much sense when you have like millennial and centennial. I'm an idiot.
The robot in this movie they made look like Robin.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie?
Oh,
No.
that's so funny.
I've also read the book. It's an Isaac Asimov. It's a much better book than a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it eventually becomes Robin Williams. Like, it becomes realistic enough to look like he just looks like a man.
Oh,
But,
that's interesting.
Yeah, and then he.
Bicentennial. That's amazing.
So fucking funny.
I have the reverse of that I was going to ask you guys about, of if there are things that you've forgotten how to do that you shouldn't, like you should still know how to do. I have, this is an incredibly stupid one. I'm just going to say, like, I'm aware this is really dumb. I can no longer sleep facing right on my right side. I used to be someone who would like sleep for a while on my left and then roll over to my right. And I can't sleep on my right. I cannot get comfortable. Like I can't find the angle. Everything feels off. Like I can't do it. Somewhere in the last 8 months, I have lost the knowledge of how to lay on my right side. And it has been troubling.
Is it just a comfort thing, or are you like putting pressure on a piece of your body that you don't like?
I think it's all of it. Like it feels awkward in certain parts of my body. I don't know how to adjust. Because I've been isolating with COVID, like I have this entire king size bed to myself. I'm like, oh, maybe if I just shuffle more, but I've learned with the entirety of the bed, I just end up on the other side of the bed. I just keep adjusting, like I can't figure it out. I don't know how to lay on my right now. It's gone.
And that's the good side to sleep on, right? Because your stomach wants to be tilted on the left.
Oh,
or
it's
something.
not great. I didn't know that. I just know that it's not. I can't get comfy on my right side.
I think I remember reading something like the stomach is, because it's directional, it's better for it to be on one side for comfort.
Interesting.
I don't remember what the reason is.
That's
Okay.
it. So do you? It's interesting. I sleep. I have a problem. Well, I have to sleep a certain way too, but I have to sleep facing the door, like with my back to a wall. Like I have to sleep facing the threat.
Yeah.
You think it's like a military thing?
I don't know if it's a military thing or just like I don't know, like maybe it's just like a caveman thing that's, in me. But yeah, I always feel like I always think about it. I always have to sleep facing. So if I like Like nobody will be behind me. They'd have to go around me to get behind me. So if I sleep and I open my eyes, I can see what's in front of me. Nothing could sneak up on me. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I find that I wake up sometimes having absolutely no idea where I am, especially when in a hotel. I think I'm somewhere else. And then
Absolutely.
Of course.
So you can easily sleep in a hotel where the door is the other way to your bedroom and you would just switch?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I think it annoys Emily, but yeah. I always just sleep on the side of the bed closest to the door, facing the door, whatever that is.
Interesting.
Oh, Nick does it too, he says. Yeah. It's not something I even like. It's not something I consciously ever decided to do. It's just always been how I do it.
What if the door is at your feet?
I feel like any direction works at that point. I think that frees them up.
Yeah,
as opposed to
I
limiting.
don't know. I think I just don't sleep on my side then. Sleep on my back.
I was trying to think of a room where the doors are at the feet of the bed, but then I remember, Geoff, that time we stayed in that really romantic room in San Antonio. Do you remember that?
Yeah. We stayed in like a honeymoon suite at a hotel together one night.
And I slept on the couch on the outside of the amazingly lavish bedroom.
I slept in the bed.
Yeah. And I think that's when we were sending pictures of each other under the covers.
For like 2 hours, we just kept sending funny pictures to each other. Oh, God. That was fun.
That was fun. Why did we stay in that room?
I don't remember. I think because... I know why. Because it was like my favorite hotel in San Antonio. It's called the Havana Hotel. And we were there for a basketball game or something. And
steaks.
And steaks. They had a great steak restaurant. Really good.
And the nice green sauce, whatever they put on it.
Yeah, like chimichurri sauce.
Yeah.
And then they had a really cool basement bar that was like really, really fucking cool. And I was there one time when the hotel flooded with sewage and the basement bar started filling up with shit while I was there and we had to run out. Didn't enjoy the bar the rest of the weekend at that time. But anyway, I got us a two bedroom hotel room so that we could each have our own room, and it just turned out that it was a bedroom and then a sofa for you. Nice sofa though.
Oh, it's fine.
This ad is brought to you by HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Flavor is in full bloom at HelloFresh. Enjoy the taste of spring with chef-crafted recipes featuring ripe seasonal ingredients delivered right to your door. HelloFresh does more than just delicious dinners. Not only can you take your pick from 40 weekly recipes, but you can choose from over 100 items to round out your order. From snacks and easy lunches to desserts and pantry necessities. Everything arrives in one box on a delivery day you choose. When the spring sunshine is calling your name, don't call for takeout, get HelloFresh instead. Their quick and easy meals make feeding the family a cinch and without the high price tag. Their new fast and fresh options are ready in just 15 minutes or less. I absolutely love HelloFresh. I think it's so much fun to get the box, as I always say in these ads. It just, you open it up, you have so many delicious recipes, regardless of your skill level. If you're somebody who's very familiar with cooking, you will find delicious things that you may not be familiar with, and such clear instructions on how to use those ingredients. It's just awesome. Regardless of skill level, I would highly recommend it to anybody. So please go to HelloFresh.com/Face16 and use code Face16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Face16 and use code Face16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. Cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. Just going back to the cold turkey thing, though, for a minute, what a great sandwich topping cold turkey is. Like, easily my #1 overall. If we're going to do a sandwich draft, absolutely going cold turkey. But we're not doing that. We're talking about our sponsor today, which is Fume, and how they look at the problem in a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative award-nominated device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural, delicious flavors. You get it. Instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit. Another really cool thing about the Fume product is it looks awesome. The beautiful real wood and the shape are just so cool. It's a very pretty, you look great using it. Stopping is something we all put off because it's hard, but switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 100,000 customers and has thousands of success stories, and there's no reason that can't be you. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com and use code FACE to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com and use code FACE to save an additional 10% off your order today. Today's episode is sponsored by PayPal Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. But did you know it only takes a few seconds to get it? That means if you go to add it to your laptop or iPhone right now, you could be done before the ad read is even over. There are fewer things that feel better than when you do something on your checklist, especially when it's quick and easy to do. It's just such a great feeling. You know what else works fast? Honey's deal finding abilities. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Now, how it works is imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. I've saved money on Honey on all sorts of things, ranging from clothing to tech. It's so easy to use, it's easy to install, it's a great service. Honey doesn't just work on desktops either. It works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and you can save on the go. Getting Honey seriously only takes a few seconds, and by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/face. That's joinhoney.com/face.
Hey, I've been writing down my morning thoughts again, if anybody's interested.
I'd love to hear your
Hell
morning
yeah.
thoughts. I have a few myself.
Okay, here's what I have in no particular order. Actually, I guess maybe they're in dated order. The first thing I wrote down, I don't know what day this was, but I woke up and for some reason, and it's not even a song that I like, I woke up and I thought, I need to listen to Tragedy by the Bee Gees. And I did. And I was like, I don't like this song. I don't know why I wanted to listen to this. The next day I woke up and my first thought was, I need a broccoli pouch. I don't know what that means. I don't even want to invent a broccoli pouch. I don't know where I was going with that. That was just my first thought was I need a pouch for broccoli.
Maybe it's a way to cook broccoli without releasing the stink into the rest of the house.
Oh, maybe. That's interesting. That's interesting. Maybe that's where I was going.
Or maybe it could be like a urine thing, like something that cooks things that create the smell of broccoli when you piss, because you're on that for a while.
That's true.
You're deep in the broccoli smell.
That's true. The next day I woke up, I don't know if this counts exactly, but I was having a bad dream where like the scariest thing to me is The Exorcist, like believable religious horror. And I was having one of those kind of dreams where the devil was real. And I touched something I wasn't supposed to touch, and it gave me the devil's diarrhea. And then I woke up and I realized that I had very real diarrhea. And I shit for about an hour straight at 4 a.m.
What'd you eat?
And then I don't even know. And then the next day I woke up and I thought my throat hurts. That was COVID, turns out. The next day I woke up and I don't even know I don't remember writing this down and I don't know what it means. But I guess I wrote down, my first thought was, no one hits vegetables anymore.
You're really on that vegetable kick.
I guess.
You had a lot of thoughts.
The next day I woke up.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't even remember writing it. The next day I woke up and my first thought was the killer has white nail polish. So if you're looking for any murderers out there, maybe check for white nail polish. Don't know. That must have been a part of a dream I had. And then the thought I had this morning when I woke up was I should get my bones stretched.
That sounds terrible.
I think because I read an article about a model who grew like 5 inches by getting her bones and her legs stretched. I don't want to do that. I'm happy with my height.
Like when they
That was my
break?
very first thought. Yeah, they like bone stretching surgery.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
There you go. Those are all my first thoughts.
Now, when you were casted, when Devil's Diarrhea was thrust upon you, did you say, "Step back, Satan, I got shit and shades"?
No, I don't think shit and shades were in there. And I didn't feel very cool. I didn't wear shades at that point either because I wasn't feeling very cool. That was just like a night of just horrendous diarrhea. It probably was related to COVID actually because it was right before I found out I had it. So,
Oh, man.
God
the
damn.
devil's diarrhea.
Devil's
That
diarrhea.
is like
Yeah.
such a design by hell from you. Like that is, there's nobody, if you gave me a list of things of like who came up with this, I would always put devil's diarrhea as a Geoff. That's a Geoff creation. Mine aren't as good as yours.
Sounds like it'd be your hot sauce.
Oh man.
That's we should if Face ever gets into hot sauce, which is apparently a huge market and a big moneymaker, we should make Face presents the devil's diarrhea. And it should, yeah, I like it. That's gonna be our hot sauce.
Stick it in the cookbook.
Tony, can we make hot sauce?
I have a good nickname that I woke up with. I don't know where this
Ooh.
came from, kind of food related. But I was like, you know what? This person, this is a fucking cool name. I could get
For
behind
yourself?
this name. Not for me. I think it's a cooler name than what I would ever deserve. But it's just
Okay.
like, it's a memorable name. Johnny Caviar. Woke up with Johnny Caviar, my first thing. I don't know where it came from. Johnny Caviar. This has been in my head ever since then.
That's great.
Andrew.
It's a great nickname.
Maybe Johnny Caviar could be like an Errol situation for you.
Oh.
You're feeling like a little
Dude.
cocky, a little luxe, a little fancy, a
Oh.
little Gucci. Maybe
Yeah.
Johnny Caviar comes out.
We'd
He's
be like,
I'll
oh,
order
Johnny
wine."
Caviar.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
I'm going to
upscale
develop
dude.
Johnny Caviar a little bit. This is great.
I think that is definitely a direction you should get it. You should look into going.
I'm going to explore this. Johnny Caviar. The other morning thought I have is we're being attacked. Anytime I wake up due to like any noise in the world, I just assume we're being attacked. That's
Like
just
war?
a regular that covers most days.
Hopefully you're
I just
facing
am-
the door.
Yeah, I'm panicking instantly. Doesn't matter what the noise. It could be a bird chirping. If it wakes me up, it's ah. Like who's what is who? That's me, disoriented and ready to argue or fight with whatever's happening. My third one, and this is a dream. Do you ever have dreams that like you wake up and then you go back into it and you have the dream?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
continue. I had this. I thought this was such a genius idea. This is such a dumb thing. And this was a genius idea in my dream to the point where I would wake up and I'd be like, I got to remember this. And I'd remember the name and I'd go back to bed and it would still be in whatever the next dream was. The third idea is Chungle. It's a game called Chungle. Let me
Chungle?
pitch this to you. It's Chungle, Chungle. Now what it is you know, like an auto runner type game, you know, like mobile games like Mario Run, that type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's Mario Run in a jungle with chungussy animals in it. There's a bunch of like cute big chungussy animals and they run around the jungle. And so it's called Chungle. I was very excited about this. I was assigned to make Chungle in my dream. And I was like, this is a great fucking idea. I gotta remember. I can't forget Chungle. I gotta get to work on this.
You just clear a checkpoint. It's like, that's Chungle.
Exactly. Eric just posted a photo of a very large tiger. Yes, that's the Chungle
Like
type
a bunch
vibe.
of Chungle animals.
Like a bunch of chungly animals running around, jumping over logs, swinging on vines.
This episode is nuts. This is like
Breaking
this
vines.
is like a dream of an episode.
What is? It's been tough to sleep. I think I talked about before. I've got this bird in my roof. I don't know what it is. It's waking me up constantly. It's so annoying.
It's just on the roof.
No, it's living. There's a panel in my building that broke off a while ago, and birds have moved into it. And there's one bird in particular that I hear like cawing through my vent sometimes, and it wakes me up
Do
constantly.
you think that's where your doorbell button ended up?
It could be. I think we talked about that it could have been stolen by one of the birds. But
Bird.
it's terrible.
I want you to figure out what it is. Like I
I've
know
been
you
trying
said
to
that
figure it
like
out.
you download that Merlin app for your phone, but it crashes. There's other apps though that'll do that. I'm desperate.
Oh,
to
really?
know. Yeah, there's like other brands you can.
I mean, I have like recordings of it. I just don't. I haven't been able to use the app because it just crashes.
Oh, if you have recordings of it, you can send me the recording, and then or if you can play a recording. No, that might not work.
Why don't you
Yeah,
just
just send
learn
me the
how to do
recording.
an impression of the bird?
It's gonna sort of. It's like a type. I'm still dealing with COVID here. This is not easy. This is,
Yeah, you sound a bit stopped up.
Oh, I'm not good. We recorded last week, and I was like, yeah, I got it. This is gonna be not fun, but it'll be fine. And then everything post then has been awful.
Did you get hold of some of them
Terrible week.
pills that Geoff was talking about?
No, I forgot that they existed until yesterday, and I thought that's a real dumb mistake by me. I just I bought a lot of Gatorade and a lot of Powerade, and I'm really stupid because I bought Gatorade and Powerade simultaneously, and then Powerade on their label says 50% more electrolytes than the leading sports brand, so I became strictly a Powerade guy because of that.
Red
I fell for the
Powerade.
advertising.
Red Powerade is the best tasting of all the aid drinks.
They're pretty good. It's pretty good.
Best aid drink.
It's the best aid drink. It really is. Red Powerade.
It's a great
just
assist.
Regular
It's
red
good aid.
Powerade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
dude.
prefer blue a little bit, but
I wish you had gotten on that Paxlovid, dude, because I had COVID for 4 fucking days. It was over
that
before
was
it
it?
began.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Wow.
I tested positive on Monday and I was negative on Friday. It was just
so
like,
why didn't you drop off the games for me to send to Andrew then?
well, I want to give myself some grace just in
Okay.
case. You know, I don't want to just because I got 2 negative tests doesn't mean, you just want to be safe with your friends. I already gave it to Gus. I want to give it to you too.
Gus went so long without having it.
Hey, you guys just reminded me. I didn't even think I was going to talk about this, but I might as well. Do you guys remember when I had that $40,000 flush? And it
Yes.
broke my
Oh, yeah.
where the-
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
toilet broke, and then it cost. I had this week the next closest thing to that, and it's already fixed and taken care of. I had a light go out in my kitchen where I was just like standing under it, and the light just turned off. And I checked all the fuses and everything, and the light just wouldn't turn back on. You know how much it cost to fix that light?
how much?
$13,000.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Wait.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
What?
The electric in my house is ramshackle at best. You know, my house it's like every house in Austin. It's 100 years old, and it's cobbled together from like 3 different houses during 3 different generations. And I knew that I was going to have to do some pretty significant electric work. Like get the electric from the like I draw more power from the fucking pole than it can handle, and so I have to get the pole, like the city to fucking upgrade. Oh, there's just a bunch of stuff going on, and when that light failed, it created a series of cascading problems that had required me to get pretty much all the electrical in my house redone.
So were they like ripping the
Jesus.
walls open and stuff?
Only one wall got ripped open. Most of it was on the outside. They had to replace all my breakers. With
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I have 3, not because I have like a big house or anything, I don't, but because my house was built, like I said, like the first part of my house was built like in the 30s, and then they built an addition in like the 50s, and then an addition in the 90s, and so they just kept adding breaker boxes and daisy chaining them, and it's just a fucking mess.
Oh my.
And so I got it all fixed this week. I was only without power, Nick, for a day. So I was without power yesterday, actually.
Oh my God.
Worked out really great that we were recording today.
Wow.
Got it all fixed, though, yeah.
And it was just to fix one light?
Well, the light, no, it was to fix the problem. My house wasn't grounded properly. Like, I had to watch these guys fucking hammer 8-foot long, like, brass
Okay.
spikes into the ground.
Grounding
That's
rod
fun.
and shit.
Yeah, grounding rods and shit. Like, they had to do so much. It was basically they had to, like, unfuck a lot of bad, like, home electrician work and then upgrade everything. I didn't have surge protectors anywhere in my house. Like, just, they had to do a bunch. And now I have them, like, in my wall next to my breakers.
So it was like a devil's electricity situation that you've never
Yeah.
heard. You've
Yeah.
improved.
Yeah. And I mean, it sucks. It sucks a lot. It sucks a whole lot because I did not have the money to do it. But I feel better that the house is safer now and it's not going to burn down, you know, because the guy was like, how long have you been living here? And I was like, 4 years. And he's like, Jesus Christ, man, I'm glad you're okay. And I was like, thanks, me too.
Was there no? Did nothing of that get flagged on the inspection when you bought the place?
It was flagged that I needed to upgrade some stuff. Yeah. But not how dire the situation was. But I already knew that because I had an electric guy come out and look about moving some electric to the other, like for some like home renovation stuff, and he looked at it and he told me, he was like, I wouldn't touch the electricity in your house for less than $10,000. And I was like, okay, don't touch it. See you later. You know, and then then it became a necessity. But anyway, it got fixed in like 2 days. It was just
That's
like
good.
2 days of work, and you know, I decimated my savings and stuff, of course, but my house isn't going to burn down. And
Yeah.
so now I'm fucking, my plumbing and my electric is so fucking on point. I'm just trying to and my fridge.
Yeah, I was about to
just
say,
focus
your
on the
fridge full
positive.
powered.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
full
think
power
what's
fridge.
next. HVAC?
Roof. No,
Roof.
HVAC was first.
Oh.
I replaced the HVAC. My HVAC
Oh, you're
died
right.
3 weeks after I moved into the house.
That was the first thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was number one.
Okay, so roof next.
Roof's next, I think. Yeah.
Well, at least you don't have slime.
Yeah, what's up with
going
the
on
slime?
with the slime?
Pretty similar. Pretty still
No
slimy.
different? Do you have an end game with the slime? Are you just keeping track of it?
I want to see if it starts consuming wildlife.
Yeah.
Like if I see like bugs embedded in the slime, I'm going to start worrying.
I think it's a good time to worry. I think you should scoop some of it.
Have you taken any more process photos?
No, I looked at it. Well, I think it's not changed enough. I'll maybe take another picture of it next week and give you an update.
Okay.
Do you have a microscope?
Yeah. Oh, you
Why
should
don't-
take a sample?
You
Why don't
should
you take a
absolutely
sample?
take a sample.
Yeah, and look at it under the microscope.
Ooh. That's a great idea.
You should wear gloves probably when you do that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and don't put it in your mouth, but
Yeah.
look at it with your eyes.
Can I put some in a little jar and we'll have it in the museum?
What if? Oh, I think that's a great idea. What
Stop
if
adding
it's
things
like
to the
Venom?
museum.
Why can't we constantly add to the museum until the very last minute, Eric?
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Because I have to deal with it, and then it's a bunch of people going, "Oh, well, this wasn't on this list," and it's like I don't fucking know. I just put it there, and
Well-
then we just have to stick stuff places.
Can we just say conditionally?
And we already had this conversation where I said stop adding stuff to the museum, and everyone said okay.
Yeah.
But we didn't know Gavin was growing an alien
Okay.
symbiote.
Yeah, and don't end the cutoff to the museum 3 months before the museum opens.
I don't know who you think you're dictating that to, but certainly it's not me. You think I'm the one who's going, yeah, man, I really want to make this cutoff happen.
I don't think the slime should. I think the slime in the museum is a bad idea.
I think it might be too
I'm
dangerous.
reversing that. Yeah, I don't.
It'll be
That's
in a nice
how-
jar.
No, but somebody's gonna steal the slime from the museum, and then it's gonna get mixed with something, and then there's gonna be another pandemic. That's how that.
Or
starts.
they're going to turn into a supervillain, or it's going to
Yeah.
be like a brain-eating amoeba that wipes out a small town in Iowa, or yeah.
I was thinking this about the museum. I hope we actually have real security for the museum.
Well, we're going to have no scrumping signs.
I just don't want this stuff stolen.
No, I know.
Do you think there's no way there's gonna be real security
I think
at the museum? There's no
gotta
way.
be.
There's
What do you mean?
0%.
It's that
I would say there's
cherished
a
item.
0% chance.
You
There's
think I'm just
got to
gonna-
be a bored grad student sitting on a plastic chair somewhere playing on their phone.
Define security.
They're cherished items, is
They
what
are.
Gavin said, and it's a fight. It's I want to put slime
Yeah, but like
in
I
it.
look at the Thrice to Meet You. I'm looking at it right now. I love that thing. I love it. I want to keep it. I want insurance on my Thrice to Meet You.
You got it. I'll get a Lloyd's of London insurance policy on all this stuff.
It would be a real insult to the tuxedo if the Thrice to Meet You gets stolen while the tuxedo is left behind. Like this grand heist happens.
I do agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Somebody steals the slime, but the tuxedo is untouched.
Look, I want to keep this stuff, or it needs to be auctioned for charity, but I don't want it stolen. Wouldn't it be cool if we could eventually auction off some of our museum items for more than the tuxedo sold?
We have, I think, technically.
Have we?
I think the fuck hats have gone for more than the tuxedo did.
That's great.
I think we've already surpassed that.
I was talking about it today with someone and explaining that the value of a Don Zimmer card has shot up exponentially because of this show.
Yes.
It's insane. It's insane that happened.
I think it was
It's
a
so crazy.
subreddit post where somebody went to like a charity, like a thrift store type thing, and they were selling the Don Zimmer card for $10. And the person asked about it, and they said that they were set at that price because the person looked on eBay, and that's what the value was at that time. Like we've shifted the market even within that store, which is so funny. I wonder what the Don Zimmer card market is now. You think it's on? It's got to be lower than it was.
The way it always works with card collecting, because there's no like, when I was a kid, there was the Beckett card guide, right? And that was like the definitive way you looked it up. And it still exists, but nobody pays attention to it. Now it's like whatever the most expensive it ever sold for on eBay is now what everybody considers to be the price. So because Don Zimmer cards sold for $10 and $15 and $20, they will forever be considered at that price.
That's so funny.
You know how a few episodes ago we were talking about William Hartnell, the first Doctor, and how he's younger than Brad Pitt when he was the Doctor and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
In a similar vein to like people being old and stuff, I was watching The Godfather 2 last night, or G2 as TPG would call it.
Uh-huh.
And I thought
Yes.
I thought it'd be fun to go back in time to Robert De Niro here and let him know that he'll have a baby in 50 years. And how just weird and messed up that is. Like right there, he's 50 years from having a baby.
Have you seen the internet discourse the last week of who's hotter, like peak De Niro or peak Pacino?
No.
Have you seen this at
No.
all?
How do you where do you weigh in on that, by the way, Eric? It's been
I mean,
all over the internet.
Twitter, I guess, but like you could weigh in here. Who do you think it is?
I mean, I've looked at the photos, and it's pretty clear to me that it's Pacino, but they're both good-looking
I would say
dudes.
Pacino.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
There's also a scene in Godfather 2 where De Niro is holding Pacino's character as a baby. And I think it'd be cool if they recreated that in real life. Like, just got Al Pacino to lie down in Robert De Niro's lap and like, he was like, I think that'd be a really nice.
What's great about the work and the legacy of Pacino and De Niro is that they're not above that. That could happen. You just need enough money. You just need that to be in a Sandler script and you're set. That could happen.
Man, there was a character on Survivor this week that did a Pacino, or last week that did a Robert De Niro impression, and it made me not like Robert De Niro.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the problem with De
Yeah.
Niro, is like when people do a bad De Niro impression, it makes you dislike De Niro, even though it's not his fault. And I know people do bad Al Pacino impressions too, but I feel like they're not nearly as common.
No.
I mean, in that movie, De Niro's doing a Marlon Brando impression, really.
Yeah, that's true.
I for some reason, like, I look at young De Niro in that picture compared to the older one below, and I see the same person. I cannot see young Al Pacino in old Al Pacino.
Really?
No, I
just
I
don't
agree.
see the resemblance.
They're like
I totally agree with you, dude. 100%.
Like, Godfather
absolutely.
1 Pacino doesn't look like that guy.
Yeah. That's the poll result with 277,000 votes.
Oh, wow.
It's 50-50.
Yep.
Yeah, like, that's not the same guy.
Does not look like him at all, but like
Same guy.
De Niro looks like De Niro.
Yeah.
Al Pacino looks
Weird.
like a beetle in that photo.
He does look like it's his hair.
Yeah.
His little turtleneck. That's so funny.
I'm just so dumb. You told me a thing to take for what I have, and I instead ordered 6 more bottles of Gatorade was my response. And didn't even look up what you suggested.
Can you get it there?
Maybe. I don't know. I should look. I'm like at the tail end of it, so it feels like it would be pointless at this stage, but maybe I should. Could I share something that made me really laugh the other day that I discovered?
Yeah.
We are a Cosmic Crisp podcast.
Yes, we are.
I feel like there was maybe a time in which I thought, oh, it'd be fun to like find another like Apple or something, or maybe like a free agency period. I don't think we can do that now. Cosmic Crisp is incredibly loyal to us. I accidentally logged into our Twitter account the other day, and I saw that we were tagged in a post. Let me put it in chat right now. This is what Cosmic Crisp tweeted a few days ago. Let's settle this at FacePod debate.
Oh my lord!
Are you a horizontal biter? Jesus Christ. Are you a horizontal biter or a vertical biter? I thought that's funny. That's fucking crazy that they tagged the show. That's great.
And we didn't reply?
We didn't reply,
Well, we suck at social media.
but I looked at it. I just thought, oh, that's really funny. And then a few days passed, and I thought about, am I vertical or horizontal? I think it depends. I didn't remember the conversation. And then I remembered we went through a whole like vertical wiping phase discussion debate. And I'm assuming that the bite conversation happened. I don't know if any of you guys remember having that conversation. I don't.
The vertical wiping conversation?
No, the biting. Vertical biting. I remember the wiping, but I don't remember us ever having a debate about vertical biting.
I
or
don't know that
horizontal.
it was a debate, but I feel like it was definitely brought up. I
Yeah.
feel like it was brought up because I remember talking about the way to eat an apple, and then I have
Okay.
a friend who'll eat like the entire apple. So I think it was brought up.
I think I'm vertical because I want to hook my top teeth over the sort of the top ridge by the stem.
That's crazy.
I think it's more
Oh, really?
complicated.
Yeah.
I think my first bite is vertical, and then I turn the apple sideways and go horizontal all the way around.
Huh.
I think it like a vertical entry bite, like right on the fat part, as the hump is coming up, and then you just turn it sideways, and then you eat it like a cartoon.
So they posted that, and I thought that was really funny. And then like a few days passed, I thought, wait, is that a reference to the vertical wiping thing? This is fucking crazy that this Apple company is making a reference to that. And so I pulled up the tweet again, and then I saw, there's 8 comments. Let me go through those.
Oh no.
And there were comments that were like, the account you're highlighting is a bit sketchy. There's one person, another person said, how about not engaging with an account whose name as an embedded obscenity? And I was like, oh, this is fucking great. These are people, every single person that replied does not follow the podcast account. These are all just Cosmic Crisp people that have like had this thrusted into their feed and are now reacting to it.
Crisp.
They just follow a nice, like, gentle Apple account. And then it's, hey, what's up, face?
How can you consider yourself a Cosmic Crisp person and not be intimately aware with the world's biggest Cosmic Crisp fan fucking podcast? I call bullshit on those idiots. They're not real Cosmic Crisp fans.
I love that they directly tagged our account.
It's so
The
funny.
person running that is not scared.
No, not at all. And there are people
they're
like
brilliant.
replying. And I thought when I initially saw like some of the negative feedback, I was like, our name is censored. Like that's, you guys are being ridiculous. And then I realized our handle isn't. They just posted a face unedited on their primary feed. And if you notice, it's their pinned tweet. It's the top tweet whenever you go to their account right now. It is the first thing you see. It's just face. I checked again today.
Phenomenal.
For it. Yeah, it's great. I checked again just to see like if there are any responses or if they got rid of the tweet, and they've doubled down. They pretend they're ride or die with the show. They will protect this show.
Their podcast name is a reference to a famous baseball card and thematically fits our show, which is about friendship and embracing foolish moments we all sometimes have. They're also big Cosmic Crisp fans. Legend! I love
Legend. Legend.
That's a
support
legend
the show.
running that account.
I don't know who it is. I fucking love that like our closest like friend outside of the show is an Apple manufacturer of all the things.
Manufacturer.
Dude, they've been true blue to us, Andrew. You got to get in there and respond and let them know what the official face response is.
I'm a little bit worried to do that.
Do you think we should, for RTX, just hand out some Cosmic Crisps to
Yes.
attendees?
Yes.
Eric, what do you think of this idea? How
Healthy
about we add it
snacks.
to the
I don't know
museum?
who we is in this situation, so I'm just not weighing in.
That is true. You're saying we, and
Yeah, should
half of
we
this
do
isn't
that? Yeah, I'll
Wait
let
a
you
minute,
guys
yeah.
figure out if we're gonna do that.
We to Gavin means Eric and I.
Yeah.
Well, we the company.
Cosmic Crisp Apple. Oh.
Oh, it's a different. Nick was sharing what other podcasts have covered it, and we definitely have had the most coverage of it by far. It's a great apple.
Yeah, I mean, we're ride or die for Cosmic Crisp.
100%.
Yeah. When we're not accidentally eating pink ladies.
That's. I haven't had a pink lady since, at least to my knowledge.
I wonder if anybody has ever gone to the grocery store and then just switched apples around. So you think you're getting the pink lady, but you're getting a crisp delicious or whatever.
Oh, that's horrible.
That'd be a terrible thing. Don't do
yeah.
that. Don't be an apple switcher.
As someone who worked fruit and veg, that sent a tingle up my spine.
Yeah, don't do apple tricks.
Apple tricks.
The people have seen Stuart, by the way.
Yeah, they have.
He's a big hit.
Great
love Stuart.
response to Stuart. A lot of people complaining about, what you don't see in any of those clips is after we stop filming, I go back and have to reset everything I did. I talked about that last time, but yeah, I did work in a supermarket. And I did feel too guilty leaving, even though it was a French
Of course.
supermarket. I felt too guilty leaving it in that state.
Maybe someday in the future we can show the audience videos of Johnny Caviar.
Oh, there is Johnny Caviar is brewing. Okay, he's got stuff cooking. Oh, God.
I would be so happy
imagining-
if instead of Andrew, Johnny Caviar shows up for my wedding.
Oh, God. I'm imagining Johnny Caviar being like the host of a talent show. Like he's the one like introducing all the acts. Little
That's
spotlight in a suit.
Yeah.
Big time host name.
Yeah.
Absolutely. we do need to wrap up.
Oh,
There's
right.
more to do. But I did want to send this quickly. This is from 51 minutes ago at this point. Who won the mall draft? And Gavin is in the lead, so I think that YouTube, we just kind of have to like throw out.
Gavin definitely didn't win them.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't agree with that. I was taking the piss mostly. One of them, I pivoted to Staples because everyone was saying Staples so much, and the other one, I picked an escalator. So
I'd go as far as saying that this puts Crack Rock under review once again.
No,
I stand
by Crack Rock.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous.
Look at this YouTube one. That's on YouTube, you said?
Yeah. Yes.
Look at Andrew's score.
Oh, yeah. Well, they don't know
all-time,
Zellers.
all-time low.
They don't know Zellers. They don't respect Zellers.
I think the other places are a little bit more on the up and up. I feel YouTube is a vindictive place.
I love these drafts.
We do need to wrap up. We do need.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and put this thing out of its misery and put a bullet right in its head so that it can be reborn next week as another funny podcast that you guys will love that we can then kill again and then complete the cycle forever. I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of something to think about, a little life hack, if you will. This comes in from my fiance who invented this life hack last week. If you are ever in desire of drinking an ice cold soda and you don't want it to be slippery and you don't have a koozie readily available, my fiance figured out that you can use a rubber band around your soda and it works just as well. So there you go. Like a thick rubber band around your soda. It won't slip out of your hands. You can grip it really well. It's still cold. It doesn't take the freezy temperatures away. Nothing will do that except for a koozie. But it will keep it from slipping out of your hands. So there you go.
Extra small koozie.
Rubber bands as a koozie. And go ahead and tell everybody you've ever met about the Face podcast. As a matter of fact, back a long time ago, fans of the Howard Stern Show, they would stand outside of the busy street corners with giant sandwich boards saying, "Listen to the Howard Stern Show." And I'm not saying you should do that. He gets enough publicity, but, something to consider. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, Major League fan Jack here with a look at next week's episode of Face. The guys are running behind again on recording, so here's some guesses for next week's episode. It's the official Back Off. Panton has had it with Cosmic Crisp. Geoff applied at the mall. Gavin debuts another alter ego. The boys solve the debt limit crisis. And once again, Andrew does not eat the pencil. All that and more on next week's episode of Face.